Yes. So I was right, man. I was right. What was I goddamn right about? I was right about the path to the the playoffs in the NFL, the American Football National Football League. I said, if you go back to listen to what I was saying earlier in my previous episodes of this podcast, at the beginning of the of the of this podcast, really, at the beginning of uh, the the playoffs, I said that the two teams that would end up being in the Super Bowl would be KC Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles, and that is what we'll be having in the Super Bowl in 2025. That is coming up this weekend. So if you go back to the conference finals, we had four teams that were competing in that finals. Two teams in the NFC and two teams in the AFC. The AFC was Buffalo Bills and the KC Chiefs. I'd say that KC would win, and that's what we had. In the NFC, we had Washington Commanders and Philadelphia Eagles, and that is what we had. With the Philadelphia Eagles and KC Chiefs meeting in the Super Bowl, that would be a repeat of 2 years ago. I know a lot of people didn't expect the two teams to meet again, or they didn't want the two teams to meet again. It doesn't matter at this point. All in all, is we have them meeting in the 2025 Super Bowl. It's kind of eerie anyway when it comes to Philly and Washington, D.C. I know in my previous episodes, if you listen to what I was saying about the events that were going on around in Los Angeles, I said a lot of people were thinking about the people in Los Angeles because of the wildfires. Similar thing to say with Philly and Washington, D.C. Over the course of the last 2 weeks or so, or within the last 2 weeks, there have been plane crashes in the two cities, really, in Washington, D.C. and Philadelphia. Not to mention that this Super Bowl will be held in New Orleans, in Louisiana. If you remember, at the beginning of the year, there was a terrorist attack on that city. So there have been a lot of events going on around the cities that are, at least the cities that produce the teams that played in the playoffs. You go back to Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., and Philadelphia, and also the host city. So generally, all we have to say is our hearts with the people of these cities, the people of the United States, in these tragic times. But anyway, let's focus on the positives. So this coming weekend, we'll have the Super Bowl. Super Bowl LIX. I don't know why they use the Roman numerals. They confuse everyone, including me. But anyway, we'll have the Super Bowl. It will feature KC Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles. Now, this will be a contest of big teams, really, of the best teams, in my opinion, based on what I've been saying, based on all the analysis that I provided in my previous episodes of this podcast. The two teams, in my opinion, will be meeting in this Super Bowl. KC got to the Super Bowl based on really their experience, based on not making mistakes, based on IQ generally. IQ of the quarterback, IQ of members of that team, both in the offensive side of their football and defensive side. So you got intelligent players playing for KC. Philly got to the Super Bowl because of contributions from similar to what I said about KC. You have the quarterback, you have their own running back, Saquon Barkley is one of their best players. You got receivers that are some of the best in the NFL, including AJ Brown. You got combination with Philly. You have the not only the members of the team, but also the actual the game itself, how they play the game. They grind the game. They don't make a lot of mistakes. They are similar to KC in that aspect. Like they don't beat themselves basically. So that's what we'll get this in this Super Bowl. We'll have KC and Philly, and that will be the main event going on this coming weekend. It's like I said earlier, the Super Bowl will be the Super Bowl of Titans, or the Super Bowl of the big teams, the Super Bowl of Goliaths. Really, there will be no David in this contest. Hakutakuwa na Daudi at all. There will be no Daudi, no David. It will be a contest of Goliaths, and we'll see who emerges as the winner at the end of the game. I know a lot of people are. The main question really that has been going on, I know, in barbershops, in schools, in many social settings in the U.S. at least, will be, will KC threepeat? And that is the main question. Or will Philly stop them from threepeating? That will be the main the main question. That has been the question of this last week. That will be the question continuing until the actual Super Bowl over the weekend or on Sunday, the 9th. That is the main question. Will KC threepeat, or will Philadelphia stop them from threepeating? That will be the Super Bowl. The end result will be that. The end of the game will get the answer to that question, and that will be the Super Bowl. Either we will have KC threepeating, or we'll have Philadelphia stopping them from threepeating. And at the end of that contest, then we'll know. Mahomes will either be a champion 3 times in a row, or it will be Jalen Hurts and Philly stopping them from threepeating. If you look at it in another way, it will be 2 Texas kids meeting again in the Super Bowl. Mahomes being from Texas, and Jalen Hurts also being from Texas. So it'll be history, and I look forward to that history. I look forward to being part of that history. Me personally, if you go back to all my takes on this podcast, I said Philly would win. So I will stick with that. I've been consistent all through that Philly would win, and I believe Philadelphia Eagles will be the 2025 Super Bowl champions. And we'll look at it at the end of that at the end of the contest. But that is what I believe, and that's what we'll look forward to this coming weekend.